Hello. So nice to meet you. Yes, my name is Dr. Cross, and I'm going to be your sensorologist today. Yes, we focus on stress and relaxation responses. Have you ever been to a sensorologist before? No. Okay. Well, there's nothing to worry about. You should hopefully feel a bit better after you leave here. And let me tell you a little bit about what we will be doing today. So I'm just going to ask you a few standard questions. Just get the questionnaire out of the way. There's not a lot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the outside of your ear and put a few drops in your ear. And those drops will just clear out any buildup that you may have in your ear. And then I'm going to use my Meridian scope to look in your ear, and it actually allows us to see the electrical activity in your brain. So I'm going to ask you some questions while I look in either ear to see the response that your brain has, which will allow me to write you a more accurate, stress-relieving prescription, okay? Does that work for you? Alright, wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. And you will leave here with a prescription of some things to do to help you to relax, okay? Alright, great. So let's start off with a few standard questions we have here. Can you just confirm your name for me? And I'm sorry, I am old-fashioned. I do take written notes. I do have the computer here, of course, so I can check all of your information that's in there, but I like to have my own written records as well. Okay? Can you confirm your date of birth? Great. I have your address, and can you tell me the primary reason why you are coming in to see me today? So, your primary care physician referred you? Okay. And when did your difficulty sleeping start? Okay. And they've run all the other tests, and they're pretty sure it's stress-related. Okay, that's very common. So you're at the right place, okay? Alright, now what are the most common obstacles to relaxation that you're having right now? Yes, this is a standard question for us. Remember, we're focusing on stress, so we need to find out really what's going on for you and why you're having difficulty relaxing now. So some of the common responses are children, work, money, and then sometimes we get more psychological responses. So some people are confused about what to do to relax. Some people feel guilty about relaxing, and it feels a bit selfish to them. So time, that's a very common one. So finding the time. Alright, so we may need to find a prescription that has a bit of a shorter time period so that you feel like you're able to accomplish it, okay? Alright, great. Any other things that tend to block you being able to relax? Alright. So, fitting it into your budget and scheduling. Okay. Do you feel like you know the things that help you to relax? Not entirely. Okay. Now, this may seem a strange question, but, of these obstacles that you've mentioned, how many do you choose to keep in your life? I know that the question seems odd, because obviously none of us wants to remain stressed, but I found in this line of work, in order to have compliance from patients, I really need to know the things that they don't want to change in their life. Yes, some people don't want to give up being busy all the time, and so my prescriptions to find them more time aren't going to help. Okay. Alright. So you're willing to set aside a half hour a day or so, or maybe compiling that into longer periods during the week? Okay. And you don't feel like you're going to sabotage that? I'm just asking so that you'll be honest. I mean, I don't want to go in one direction if you feel like those are things that you aren't going to be able to change right now. Okay? Alright, great. Alright, now, what are the signs that you are getting stressed? Okay, do you start complaining? Do you get irritable? Do you feel really slow and sluggish? Do you get jealous? Do you start spending too much time alone? Do you start overspending? I know. Many of us use shop therapy. Do you start moving too fast, talking too fast? Get kind of hyperactive? Not diagnosing you, just using it as an explanation. Do you have any physical symptoms? Does your back hurt? Does your head hurt? Neck or stomach? Okay, great. Do you get headaches? How often? Okay. Do you neglect things around your house or self-care? Do you feel like you're distracted? Does everything feel very urgent, like an emergency, even when it's not? Okay, do you start missing appointments? Extracurricular activities you enjoy? Okay. Alright. Great, so one thing I would like you to do this week is to pay attention to if any of those signs are currently happening, okay? And I'm going to give you a prescription of some things that you can do when they do start. And one of the most important things is to breathe. Just deep breath in, deep breath out. And some people use visualizations so they can picture themselves breathing in a white colored light and letting out all tension through their exhale. Okay? Another thing, if you sing, again, even if you can't carry a tune, often if you're feeling stressed, especially like in the car, put the radio on, sing along with the radio. Part of it is it gets you to deep breathe. Yeah, if you're singing correctly at all, if you're trying to make it through a line, then you've got to take some deep breaths. Okay? Great. So are you ready for the examination portion? Okay, so again, here I'll show you. This is my Meridian scope. Yes, and that's what I'm going to look through your ear, to look in your brain and see those electrical signals. Yeah, it kind of looks like an electrical storm when you see a cloud and you kind of see the lightning that is staying up in the cloud. It's not coming down to the ground. That's kind of what your brain looks like through the Meridian scope, just parts of it. Parts of it will light up and you know what kind of reaction you're getting. Yeah, it's fascinating technology. It's very helpful to us sensorologists. Okay, so like I said again, I'm just going to spray some water on your ear just to clean the outside. And then put a few drops in your ear, let that sit for a little bit, and sort of eat away at any buildup that might be in there. Then I'll have you turn your head over so anything can drain out. And then we'll be ready for the Meridian scope. Does that sound okay? Alright, great. Okay, I'm going to spray your ear. Okay. And then I'm just going to wipe the outside of your ear here with a pad. Just make sure everything on the outside is clean. The Meridian scope is such a delicate instrument. We need to make sure it's not contaminated. Alright, and I'm going to pour a few drops in your ear, so lay back on your side. Okay. Just a couple of drops there. Is that okay? Alright, now you may start to hear a fizzing as the drops eat away at any buildup in your ear. Is that okay? I know it feels a little weird. Okay, so now I'm going to have you just turn over and let anything, just pop out of your ear like that, and then let that run out. Any extra liquid. Okay, and just clean that off your ear. Don't want any liquid. I'm just going to insert the Meridian scope into your ear. I may need to move it around a bit so I can see different areas of your brain. Okay. Alright. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I have the preliminary viewing from your left ear. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and then move the Meridian scope around. Yeah, as I keep looking. Okay. So, what are the places in your life where you feel the most stress? What tends to make you lose your temper or get irritated? Okay. Alright. Make it specific. Okay. No, that's good. Good. Keep talking. Yep. Any other areas that cause you stress? Okay. Alright. Great. Alright. Now you don't need to think about fixing anything. And I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions to see how your brain reacts. Okay, so what would you think about being given a task to wear silly glasses around during the day? You don't need to say anything, just think about it, and I'll be able to see in your brain pattern how your brain reacts to that idea. What would you think about getting a henna tattoo on your hand? Okay. What about using squirt bottles with your family or at work? Alright, and what about your family having a watermelon seed spitting contest? What about saving email jokes to read when you need a laugh or having funny books to read? Okay, those are all playful prescriptions that we give, and by asking you those questions, I can see how your brain reacts to those ideas, and if that's something that would reduce your stress. Okay. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright? So we're going to spray and wash the outside of your ear, put the drops in your ears, let that eat away at any buildup, and then have you turn over and remove all of that from your ear, and then I'll use the Meridian scope, okay? Alright, you ready? Okay, we're going to spray your right ear, just turn a little, and then wash that off. Just wipe it with a pad. Make sure it's all clean. Okay. You okay? Okay. No, your ears are nice and clean. Don't worry about it. Alright, and we're going to put drops in. Ready? I know they feel a little weird. Yep, just lean to the side. Okay, there you go. And then let that do its magic. Clean everything out of there. Yeah, you can hear that little bubbling. It's a really strange feeling, I think. Yeah. Yes, we have some new music playing in the lobby. I hope it doesn't bother you. Okay, so now I'm going to have you turn over. Let anything come out. There you go. And take the liquid out. And then we're going to just wipe your ear again. Get rid of all that water. Okay. Then I'm going to insert the Meridian scope, okay? Okay, I just want to take a good look at this side. All the different parts of your brain. Oh, you're doing great. I know it's a little uncomfortable to have something sticking in your ear for this long. It gives us such valuable information, though. Thank you for being so patient. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to ask you a few more questions. See how your brain reacts, okay? I want you to think about how you've been talking to yourself lately. So, the thoughts that you have in your brain, are you talking to yourself like you were someone you love? Okay. A lot of stress is our self-talk. what we tell ourselves we have to do, what we need to do, what we should have done better, what we expect of ourselves, okay? Alright, now I'm going to talk of a few suggestions. See how your brain reacts to these suggestions. How would you feel about writing about an upsetting event? You don't have to say it out loud if you don't want. It's more about seeing if your brain reacts like that would cause it stress or relaxation, okay? How would you feel about working at a soup kitchen? How would you feel about starting therapy? If you're in therapy, how would you feel about ending therapy? How would you feel about taking a shower and imagining the pain washing away? How would you feel about a peppermint foot bath? How would you feel about taking a thermos of herbal tea to work? How would you feel about sleeping with a lavender eye pillow? I want you to think about eating a sugar-free popsicle. Now, picture yourself sitting in a sauna or steam bath, whichever is more appealing to you. I want you to picture yourself in a dance class. Now picture yourself doing a yoga video. Great job. You really did a fantastic job. So, the prescription that I'm going to write you is based on all the information that I observed. I can see where you're holding your stress. And when you talked about your stressful situations, it definitely lit up stress and pain areas in your brain. So that's definitely part of the issue. You don't seem to react much to the playful interludes, but you did react well to emotional healing and body relaxation. Okay? So the prescription I'm going to give you is that I want you to find some sort of volunteering opportunity. And I'm going to give you here some papers on some local volunteering that you can do. Again, this is not just me saying it's a good thing to do. Your brain lit up in the relaxation areas when we talked about you working in a soup kitchen or, helping people out. So that is something that I think will definitely help reduce your stress. And I know that part of the issue is time, but again, volunteering could be something you do one weekend a month, even for a couple of hours. So I do want you to look into that. I think it will really help you. And then the other thing that I want you to do, depending on finances, is I either want you to go to a spa and get a massage. If you can find a spa that has a steam room or a sauna, that would be great. Your brain really lit up when we talked about that. If you are unable to do that, I want you to at least take 2 hot baths a week. I want you to set aside a half hour to go into the bathroom, take a hot bath. You can read a magazine, you can light candles, or you can just close your eyes and sit in the bath. But you do need some sort of body relaxation. Another thing that may surprise you is your brain really lit up when we talked about you doing a yoga video. So I don't know, have you done yoga before? Okay, a little bit. Alright, so I would highly recommend joining a yoga class or getting some yoga videos that you can do. Again, because we already know from the Meridian scope that that's something that will reduce your stress. And the nice thing about a video is some of the videos are 10 minutes long, so it is something that when you're really strapped for time, you can pop in a video and do 10 minutes of yoga. And that's wonderful. So I am trying to give you a few different options in terms of time. So probably the shortest would be 10 minutes of yoga. The next would be taking a bath for a half hour. After that would be getting a massage or facial or something at the spa. And then the longer time commitment will be the volunteering. But I think it's really important. If you had seen how your brain reacted to that, I don't think you would hesitate to go and find some volunteering opportunities, okay? Alright, does that feel overwhelming? No. And you don't have to add everything right away. Try and get in the habit of maybe doing the yoga video 1 week, and then, every week or every couple of weeks add something else. So do the yoga video this week. Next week, take some baths on top of the yoga video. The week after that, you could schedule the spa visit. And then once you've gotten a little bit more relaxed, the idea of looking into volunteering may not seem so daunting. Or you may be excited about it. And so you may want to jump on that right away and schedule something. Because the one thing with volunteering is sometimes it takes a little while to get that up and going. So the sooner you can get started on that, the better. Okay. Are there any other questions that you have for me? Alright, so like I said, I've written this out in a prescription for you, and I'm giving you a few pages of volunteer opportunities, and I want you to come back in a month, and we'll use the Meridian scope again and see if things are looking better, and see if you're feeling a little bit more relaxed and hopefully sleeping a little bit better. The hot bath right before bedtime is excellent. Yeah, it really slows your body down and gets it ready for sleep. So if you can do that, would be wonderful. And there also are some PM yoga videos that are relaxing yoga poses. If you're not doing it as much for fitness but for relaxation, you can do these relaxing poses with a little bit of meditation at the end, and I think that would be really beneficial for you right before sleep too. Okay? Well, it was a pleasure to meet you and look at your brain, and I'll see you in a month, and hopefully you'll be feeling much better. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.